filming fuel. I hope y'all like long form content because I'm about to get back in it and I'm so excited. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do, because on my reels, I decided to do a video about doing my full face using Canadian or Toronto local brands. I always want to say more, so I wanted to make this video on YouTube and go into more depth about why I chose the products I did. The first brand I'm focusing on is MAC. I don't want to go into like too much detail about MAC because obviously it's a really well-known brand, but I have to say, ever since I started my career in 2019, 2020, they have been so extremely supportive of my career. When professional makeup artistry is your career, it's so good to have great relationships, great genuine relationships with amazing brands. So I'm always thankful whenever they acknowledge me and invite me into their space and invite me into learning more about their brand. Before I continue to ramble and ramble and ramble, whenever I want my makeup to stay long, I always start off with my MAC Stayover, and I'll actually spray this on before I have any makeup on and use it as like a hydrating longwear base. Fan that a little bit. I like how Stayover makes my skin feel a little bit tacky. This freaking foundation is exceptional. I'm shade NC38, the MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. If you have not used it yet, this is just stunning. It is the only foundation I'm actually comfortable applying with my finger. It blends perfectly and it matches me so well. This is probably the closest shade match I've ever had in a foundation. It's glowy, it's long wearing, but has great coverage. My skin has been doing significantly better than it was even like a year ago, 2 years ago. And if you've been following me for my entire journey, when I started my YouTube channel, I used to have really rough skin. So I was never comfortable applying foundation with my finger. I always felt I really had to hide my skin and use really matte foundations. So I'm just so proud and happy that I can use this foundation and just apply it with my finger. And this is the result. Like, crazy. I always have the craziest tan line on my nose. Oh my gosh. Now I only apply foundation where I need it. So I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation on my cheeks. I rarely wear foundation on my forehead, mostly because, I mean, my hair covers it. My skin is pretty clear. So at the end of my routine, I'll just put a little powder. If you have ever watched my reels or have met me in person, you know I'm absolutely insanely anal about my eyelashes. They're always sticking straight up. So my favorite lash curler is the MAC lash curler. However, they don't sell the little cushions, so admittedly I bought more off of Amazon and they're just not the same, but whatever. I'm just gonna go in and curl the lashes as best as I can. Yeah, these little cushions are, oh, okay. Wait, that wasn't that bad. I really wish MAC sold the little pads that you could refill, because refilling the little pad and having a fresh cushion that you can curl your eyelashes with makes such a huge difference in how effective the curl is. I couldn't find a Canadian mascara that I liked, of course, other than MAC, but all my MAC mascaras are dedicated towards my kit. I'm gonna go into my Essence Princess Lash. Waterproof only. Waterproof mascara keeps your lashes really stiff, so I literally only wear waterproof, and that's how I get them to stand straight up all day. And again, I'm doing this at the beginning of my routine, so by the time I'm done the end of my routine, I could curl my lashes again if they drop just a little bit from the mascara. Now we'll move into the fun stuff. Move on to a woman-owned local business. This is LITHE Beauty, and the business owner is Chinese, Vietnamese, Canadian, and she's so supportive and amazing. Her name's Linda. This is one of the best Toronto brands for so many reasons. They actually started off as a lash company, but then they started developing more products. So the larger pencil here is the HD gel liner, and then they have their Nano brow pencil. She has an amazing husband named Matt, and her son is so funny. I love Linda's Instagram. She's so personable, and she's done such an amazing job just developing the LITHE team, and she connects so well with her audience through her socials. She's been so supportive of my professional career. I'm always so delighted to try their products because everything they make is just truly exceptional. This is the LITHE Nano Precision Brow Pencil. This is the shade Soft Black. I think they made a soft black to make it as natural as possible, but people do have darker brows than this, obviously, so I would love it if they made an even darker shade. If you have seen me in person or have worked with me on set, you know I've been using this Nano brow pencil so frequently. I'm obsessed with this thing. I actually recently had the pleasure of working with Linda and the LITHE team on set for their Nano Fill brow pencil campaign release. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. I'm so happy with the images and I just had such a good experience. I also wanted to mention these LITHE clusters. Like I said, they started off with lashes and these are definitely my favorite clusters. I use these a lot for wedding bookings. They look so natural. They have a brown and a black, and I think these are absolutely stunning. I want to add some warmth to my skin, so I'm actually going in with the FitGlow cream colors. This brand was created by a woman named Anna. She used to be a personal trainer and a health nutritionist, and she was really focused on creating products from plant derivatives. To my understanding, she was having difficulties with her skin, so she wanted to develop a brand that went the natural route, and FitGlow has so many beautiful products. They're all very pigmented. I really like that the majority of them are multi-use. That's literally my favorite. But yeah, I love this cream color here. It has like a pretty yellow undertone, so I feel like it goes really well with my undertone because I am so olive yellow. Next, we're going in with 1999. This brand is owned by two amazing sisters and their mom. I've also had the pleasure of working pretty closely with this brand. I've been on set with them for some launches. I've also had the pleasure of working alongside their professional makeup artist, creative director, Simone Otis, who's also been in the industry for a very long time. Their whole motto is whether you're 19 or 99, beauty is for you and it's how you want to apply it on your face. So a lot of their products are also multi-use as well, and I just love, oh, brush here somewhere. You can see how pigmented everything is. I just love applying their products. I recently got this blush through Tastemaker Agency. I actually hadn't tried it before, and I'm just so obsessed with the color, and I'm not ashamed of my blush blindness. Like, I happily bathe in this shade so far. Because this is multi-use, you can also use it on your lips as well. So I'm gonna be applying this in the center later on in the video. We're gonna jump back to MAC and do some fake freckles. Any lip liner from MAC that I own is always a nub. So a lot of people ask me how I do my fake freckles. I honestly just sharpen the lip liner and I just poke the lip liner into my skin. I do have some freckles naturally, so I go over those. This is the shade Chestnut. I'll take this and literally start pressing it all over my face. How does this look? Cute, right? But we're not done because I want these freckles to look natural. I'm gonna let them sink into my skin a bit and we're gonna move on to another area of my face. I feel like that's a lot of what makeup artistry is, giving the products that you apply to your face time and learning how to layer your products. Learning the sequence that you wanna apply your products is so important. So that's why I personally kind of like to jump all over the face, and when I'm on set, I work this way as well because some products need more time than others. We're gonna bounce back to Linda's product from LITHE. This is the HD gel liner. This stuff lasts so long. I love it. It's really effective and black, and there's a tiny brush on the opposing end, and you can use that to extend the liner, which I love. I also use this liner on set a lot. I wish all liners came with a teeny brush like this on the end because it just makes sense to me. So many cream liners don't have a brush that's this tiny on the opposing end. Look at that beautiful line I was able to create. Don't forget your eyeliner is always sisters and not twins, so these are as even as I feel like I want to get them today. I just added a little bit of Aquaphor to my lips because I always need to make sure my lips are hydrated before I apply any lip products. So I'm just gonna go in with some Cork, of course, slight overline, slight underline towards the outsides. My lips tend to flip upwards, so I always underline the outer part of my lip. Rub my lips together a little bit. Then I'm going back in with this 1999 cream color and generously blending with my finger. Now I'm left with this kind of brown purple ombre. I love it. The power of blending your lip products just with your finger is so underestimated. Okay, now we're gonna focus on the center of my face. We're gonna get rid of the shine. LITHE actually also has an eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade here, making sure I don't get any sparkle from the shadows that are on the outside. Focusing on this matte color, and I'm just gonna press this into the center of my face. I'm really pressing because I want those freckles that I applied to actually fade a little bit, just so they look more natural and they don't look too strong. I just got a little shimmer on my eye because I wasn't careful enough. So I'm actually just gonna go in with a sponge, which is actually from Rephr. I don't know if you guys know, Rephr is an exceptional brush brand and they also sell really good sponges. So as you can see, as I press this in, my freckles are fading. They're starting to look more like they're actually part of my skin. When you look at people who have freckles, there's depth to them. They're not all flat. They're not all the same color. So sometimes I'll press powder in like this and then I'll go back over and make a few freckles darker just to add some dimension. That immediately eliminated all the shine. Again, this is literally just an eyeshadow, so highly recommend if you want to try it, even on a day that you're not really doing something. Try setting the center of your face with an eyeshadow and see how you like it, if you like more of a natural look. Just gonna go in with a little more blush to bring it where I put so much powder because I'm sick and I have blush blindness. I really hope you enjoyed all my yapping today. It feels really, really good to be getting back on YouTube just so I can give you more context behind the content that I create, so I can go into further depth about makeup. If you haven't checked out my professional work, please check it out at Miss T Beauty and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this look using all Canadian or Toronto local brands. I'll see you on the next one.